Hey, it's John. I'm at the Indian River Inlet checking things out. Water temp is still mid 40s. No fish here for another 3 or 4 weeks. But I thought we'd take a minute and talk about my favorite subject, which is fishing stuff. I put together something really special. You're not going to believe it. Let's check it out at the picnic table. Hey, it's John. We're back at the picnic table. Let's talk about some equipment here. My new Cast King bag, very thin, contains everything I need. My new Cast King 5000 sealed system, Capstan Elite it's called, 5000 series, works really great with an 8-foot Cast King Kong rod, has the green tip on there for visibility, and it's a medium fast action 8-foot. I can cast my bucktail as further than anything I've used to date with the 40-pound Power Pro line and the second spool with 80-pound Power Pro for bottom fishing. And again, I have everything I need all in one. So I really love fishing the inlet, but like most people, I always bring way too much stuff. So I came up with this year from Cast King. I love this. It's a nice compact bag. It's got everything I need to catch fish at the inlet. I put a lot of thought and research into this, and I paid for all this with my own money. And I got rid of multiple boxes and buckets and tangled equipment, and I boiled it down to a mobile fishing outfit I can use at any jetty or any place with rocks, especially someplace with beach attached that I may need to be mobile. This is my 2026 mobile fishing outfit. So I broke this apart into two types of fishing I do at the inlet: bottom fishing and top fishing. Top fishing is casting spoons and bucktails and reeling back. Bottom fishing is putting a sinker on and going to the bottom. Everything I need is in this bag. I boiled down 57 years of fishing experience into this bag, this bucket, and one pole. And that is a complication in itself. This is a beautiful Cast King pole. We'll talk about that in a minute. But I have another reel, another spool. And with the second spool, I can use my one rod with 80-pound test for bottom fishing and 40-pound test for casting. I also use this. This is the mothership. This will live in my car and only be used for refilling the bag. I go ahead and refill my box from the mothership. So let's take a close look at some of this stuff I use. It's going to be great to carry this down to the inlet and have mobility. This will help staying on top of where the bite is happening. And I've reduced this into a compact package that I can use to fish and have mobility. Mobility is the key. I've used hundreds of fishing poles at the Indian River Inlet over 57 years of fishing there. I've used thousands of pieces of equipment. And the stuff you carry it in is important. The right pole is important. I've tried many things over the years. Thing you have to remember is equipment is just temporary. Fishing knowledge is permanent. So using that fishing knowledge, I put this package together here. I put together the 2026 compact mobility package, all purchased with my own money. So let's take a closer look at some of this stuff, and I can show you why I chose these things. And by the way, if you have any interest in my bio, you can check some of this stuff out. So let's dig into it. Take a look at some of the stuff I put together here and how it's going to work for me. So the box itself has a lot of nice little pockets and tactical hangers on it, and I put all the things I need on here. I have a fish grabber. I can't tell you how many times I've had been scraped by the tooth of a bluefish, and you will bleed and bleed. And if you put your finger in their mouth, they will, in fact, bite it off. So a fish grabber. So I take my fish grabber. I can quickly pick up the fish, dislodge it. I may need my pliers. I keep my pliers over here. I can pull those off. By the way, I use these magnetic clips. So you just simply get it into the area where the hanger is, drop it, and it stays on there for you. So I've got everything there I need. In addition to these two items, which I keep hanging on here, available at a moment's notice to connect and disconnect. And by the way, I've tested these extensively. They are really strong. It takes a jerk to pull them off like that. So they work very well. I also have a knife, same thing. It's on a magnetic hook. I can pull it out, have my readily available knife, and get it back on. So can't tell you how many times people have asked me what time it is at the beach. And when you're on the rail and you're fishing and everybody's going, everybody's paying attention to how much longer is left on this incoming tide, how much longer will they be biting. So time is important, but you end up having to dig your cell phone out of your front pocket where you keep it because you're afraid to drop it in the water. So I went ahead and mounted a inexpensive Casio watch right on the top here that's LCD, and it's totally visible in full sunlight. So that just lives on the handle, which is how I use this. I carry it with the handle. And then of course around back, not only are there additional zipper pockets, I went ahead and put on a little portable scissors, just in case I need to cut something that, and I don't want to use the knife. I've got the cutter available. Again, hanging right on the side. In the back here, I keep a very important tool. This is a fish hook extractor. Put it on the line, you run it down the line, twist it around the hook, and dislodge the hook without trying to put your fingers near the mouth or getting all the slime all over you. So I keep that in there. I also keep my Cast King fishing gloves. These are great. They work real great, and I can keep the sun off the back of my hands and get a little protection on my fingers, although the finger holes are exposed. I'll show you that in a moment here. So you got your pockets on here. Lastly, it has a little pocket here for putting your fishing pole and carrying it like that. But my pole is an 8-foot pole, and there's no way I'm going to carry it. But it's a nice little holster. So I went ahead and took that holster, and I got myself an inexpensive rechargeable flashlight that I can just keep in here. Again, for those nights when you're catching fish and then it all of a sudden starts to get dark and they're still biting, and you stay fishing and you go, oh man, I wish I had my flashlight. Well, I got my flashlight. It's right in my holster. I also keep my fishing sunglasses in here on the side. These are Onos brand, really fine fishing sunglasses with a lanyard on it so I don't lose them. I'll show you that in a minute. Put the glove back. This way I stay totally organized and I'm not fighting a mess every time I want to move. So this bag is great. It's got everything I need right there. It's got a couple of secrets though. One, you probably noticed it only has a handle here. Well, I've tucked the shoulder strap. So you can carry it like a purse if you want, but I just stuffed the shoulder strap in there because I don't use it like that. I'm going to use it with the handle, pick it up and carry it, and I actually hang it over my hook that goes on the rail. So I'll be able to fish it that way. And it's got everything that I need. The double zipper at the top opens up, opens down with a little tray, and of course you have your big tray inside. This tray contains everything I need to catch fish at the inlet on the top, which would be bucktails and spoons with the appropriate inline weights. I have found over the years, especially the last 5 or 6 years, that I really only need a couple of things to stick in my pocket and go down and fish. But when you break off or fish breaks your line off and you need to retie, it's vital to have your equipment with you. But there's no reason to carry a giant box like some people do, or even a small canvas bag. The problem with small canvas bags is they're very difficult to organize. They just are a big space. You've got everything in, maybe a couple of these boxes. You can never find what you're looking for. So this will let me, again, stay organized. Below the tray are these nice attached envelopes to keep things like worms, Z-Man shad plastics, things that you need to keep to use with the jigs to top it off are right there available for you. And then, of course, you put it back in there and zip it up and move to the next spot. So if you're moving down the rail and you are going to pick up and move, it's important to have something mobile like this. But you got a bucket and a fishing pole and a bag. You only got 2 hands, but you got 3 things here. So that's where the strap could be nice. Some people will like to use the strap. Some people will not use the strap. I chose not to use the strap because this does have another secret. If you look at the back of this bag and you pull here and you pull here, all of a sudden you've got a pack system. So you got an easy connect pack system. A little heavy, but that's okay because I'm going to walk. I may want to walk down to the beach. Then I'll take this off and set it down, and I'll be able to take my equipment from one spot to the next very easily. Quick disconnect, put it back in the holder. So it's no longer a waste pack, but it's back to being a handled fishing bag. There, tucked in, you can't even tell it's there. So what I do is this is set up with the 40-pound test on it. We'll talk about this rod in a minute. This is a Cast King 5000 Capstan Elite. It's totally waterproof. It's sealed. It's an 8-foot Cast King Kong rod. It's 8 feet medium fast action. I can cast so great with this. I usually use a 7-foot one piece, but at 2 pieces, it makes it much easier to carry. This is an absolutely great rod and reel. We'll talk about that in a second. And then when I'm fishing on the bottom, I take the other reel that has the 80-pound test, other spool. I have a second spool. So this second spool lets me change to 80-pound test in the same fishing session. When the blues stop biting and I want to go on the bottom, that's when I switch out the spool to 80 pounds, so I don't have to carry 2 rods anymore, which is really nice. And then everything I need for tog or bottom fishing is contained within this bucket. I bought a bucket, I put a sticker on it. It's cool, but it's got this Plano topper. And this topper is great. This topper lets me hold everything I need. So I got hooks and weights down below the hook. Put that in, clip it on, and it's a nice seat too. And then in the bottom, of course, I got plenty of room for things like my strap that goes around the rail so you can hold your pole. Ice packs. That's where you might want to put your fish too that you catch. Keep them nice and clean, and a nice lid to sit on. So this is a great addition. 2026 Inlet fishing kit. Everything I need for top and bottom fishing. Right here. That's everything I need. And then I always have the mothership, the big box, in my trunk for refills if needed. But if I take all this down there, I won't have to go back or wish I had bought something from the tackle store because I got everything. All in one. Cast King. Fantastic company. I love everything from Cast King. Cast King. How many times somebody says, you got your pliers, you got your pliers, and you got to dig in your pocket or dig through your box or your bag and try to find your pliers. I have my pliers all the time. So they'll be right on the bag here. If somebody wants to use them, I just say, I can tell them to go, just pick it off my bag and go ahead and use it. And when you're done, put it near the bag. It'll clip itself on there again and you're good to go. I've always had a complication with getting to the pliers. So when I'm ready to fish, I grab my pole, grab my pliers, I hold them near my side. I've got another clip on there. Now I've always got my handy dandy pliers ready to go. One hand operation. Love it. Put it up there and let it go. Puts itself away. You don't have to stick it in your pocket, get it dirty. It's right there. Love it. This is a great versatile combo for the Indian River Inlet because you can fish this on the beach. You can fish it on the rocks. You can fish it for top fishing. You can also fish it for bottom fishing, especially since I use the larger pound test line on the spool I keep on the front of the box. That works so nicely. So this is what I'm going to use this year. This is going to improve my fishing life dramatically based on 57 years of experience fishing this inlet. In that time, I've learned a lot. I've used hundreds of reels and thousands of pieces of equipment. But equipment is temporary. Knowledge is permanent. So I put some of that knowledge to work and designed this for this year's fishing. If you're interested in any of this stuff, you can find it above and check it out. I'll be posting more of these videos this season showing how the equipment functions, and you get to see some exciting fishing at the inlet. So that's all I got today. I just wanted to show off my new outfit, my new Indian River Inlet setup. That's all I have today. We'll talk again. Keep an eye out for additional videos. I'll be posting videos of me catching fish with this equipment this year. Keep an eye out for new videos showing how some of this equipment actually functions in the field. I used very careful research to purchase everything here. I purchased everything. Nothing was given to me. This is equipment that I've done extensive research and decided that this is the system that I need to fish efficiently at the inlet. So I'll be back with more videos. If you're interested, you can get all the info above.